Hello students. So in this lecture we are going to look at the classification of Phylum Chordata. So Phylum Chordata has been divided into two groups, primitive chordates and the modern chordates or the true chordates. Divided into two main groups. These are informal groups, Protochordata and Euchordata. Proto means primitive and Eu means true. There are a number of differences between the primitive chordates and the true chordates. Both of them will have the notochord since they are both chordates. But in the protochordates, the notochord remains as notochord itself. But in the euchordates, the notochord gets replaced by a vertebral column. Apart from that, the protochordates do not have a cranium. You know cranium, the brain box inside which the brain is present. That is called the cranium. The protochordates do not have a cranium, but the euchordates have a cranium. So we can write as cranium absent, cranium present, the brain box. As such, the protochordates are also called as acraniata and the euchordates are called as craniata. Acraniates and craniates. These are said to be the primitive chordates and euchordates will be the higher chordates. Protochordata has two subphyla and the euchordata has one phyla under it. These are subphylums. In these two subphyla under Protochordata, there is presence of the notochord, and in this subphylum under Euchordata, the notochord gets replaced with the vertebral column. So what is the status of notochord? There is the notochord, there is a notochord, and there is the notochord replaced by the vertebral column. What is the difference between these two subphyla when it comes to notochord? In the first subphylum, the notochord is present only in the tail region, and that too of the larval stage, that is the embryonic stage. Later in the adulthood, the tail is lost and as such the notochord is also lost. But it had it in some point of its life cycle, no? So that's why it is a chordate. Wherein in the second one, the notochord remains as notochord only throughout the life cycle of the organism, and it is present from head to tail region. Over here it was present only in the tail region, over here it is present from head to tail region, and it is persistent throughout its life. And in this particular subphylum under Urochordata, the notochord is present and it gets replaced as vertebral column in the adult stages. Okay, so follow the difference between the three subphylums. This first subphylum under Protochordata is called as Urochordata, wherein Euro means tail. The second subphylum is called as Cephalochordata, wherein Cephalo means head. And this subphylum is called as Vertebrata. This distinction is mainly based on the status of the notochord in each one of them. The notochord is present in Urochordata only in tail and in larval stages only. Then in Cephalochordata, the notochord present from head to tail and persistent throughout life. Whereas in Vertebrata, the notochord gets replaced by vertebral column in adult stages. Urochordata, like I told you, the notochord is present only in the larval tail, and in the adult stages this tail is going to be lost, and with the tail the notochord is also lost. In fact, the nerve cord is also present in the tail region. Okay, the four features of the chordates, the larva fulfills all the four features. Okay, it has the notochord in its tail, the nerve cord is also present in the tail is also there as a post-anal tail, and it has the pharyngeal gill slits. Alright, but when it becomes an adult, it loses the tail, and along with the tail it loses the notochord, it loses the nerve cord, it loses the tail itself, and there will be only presence of pharyngeal gill slits. So you can say that the larva is more advanced than the adult, or the larva is more complex than the adult. This is more complex and this is simple. The larva is free living, but the adult is said to be simple and sessile, that is not moving, sedentary. So this type of metamorphosis, wherein the larva is more advanced than the adult, is called as a retrogressive metamorphosis, wherein some features are lost until the adulthood. Retrogressive metamorphosis it is called as, which is seen in the Urochordates. Some example of Urochordates are Herdmania, Salpa, there is Doliolum, Acidia. Next we come to Cephalochordates. The notochord is present from head to tail region and it is present throughout its life. Example is Branchiostoma, also called as Amphioxus / lancelet. And then you have the vertebrates. Let us look at the further classification of Vertebrata. Vertebrata is further divided into two informal groups. You know that all the vertebrates will be craniates. They will be having a cranium. But what this first group will not have is a jaw. They will not have a jaw. Wherein these ones will have a jaw. This will have a cranium but no jaw, and these will have a cranium with jaw. So the first group is called as Agnatha, wherein Gnatha means jaw. And the second group is called as Gnathostomata, wherein Gnatha means jaw and stomata means opening. So Agnathans will be called as jawless vertebrates, isn't it? And Gnathostomatans will be called as vertebrates with jaw. What is this XXXX? It means that there is no jaw there. So they will be without any jaw. Further, Agnatha has one class. That one class is called as Cyclostomata. Obviously, all the members of Cyclostomata will not have a jaw. A typical example is Atromyzon. Okay, if you look at it, it will have a circular opening. It will be without a jaw. Gnathostomata are further divided into two superclasses. Both will have the cranium as well as the jaws. The distinction of the two superclasses is based on the locomotory structures. The first superclass will have fins for locomotion. The second superclass has limbs for locomotion. The first superclass is called as superclass Pisces, the fishes, and the second superclass is called as the Tetrapoda. Tetra means four, poda means legs, four-legged animals. Next, Pisces is further divided into two classes. Both of them will be called fishes. Both of them are fishes, but these has a cartilaginous endoskeleton, and the second class bears bony endoskeleton. So they can be called as cartilaginous fishes and bony fishes respectively. The cartilaginous endoskeleton bearing fishes are called as Chondrichthyes, and the bony endoskeleton bearing fishes are called as Osteichthyes. Under Tetrapoda there are four classes, and they are class Amphibia, then there is class Reptilia, class Aves, and class Mammalia. So these are commonly called the amphibians, reptiles, birds, and the mammals. These are the four classes that come under superclass Tetrapoda. And all of these, the tetrapods, the fishes, and the cyclostomes, will be collectively called as the vertebrates. Cyclostomes are the jawless vertebrates. We will be doing each of these classes in more detail. We will also do Cyclostomata in more detail and subphylums Urochordata and Cephalochordata in more detail in the later classes.
In the name of Lord Mahadev, please subscribe